Happy 8/21. There's a lot of new people in this community. Many post October 7 leavers, returners, enjoyers. So for those of you who don't know the lore of 8/21, let me explain to you. On the fateful evening afternoon of August 20th, 2019, I famously was reacting to Daniel Jedediah Crenshaw, Texas District 2. Ironically enough, also gerrymandered to look like an eye patch. Very strange, I know. Anyway, he was on the Joe Rogan Experience. He was having a back and forth. And this was in the process of him actually actively trying to continue sending weapons to Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia was in the process of doing a genocide in Yemen. Bernie Sanders had come out with a veto, or not a veto necessarily, but a denial of weapons transfers to Saudi Arabia, citing human rights concerns. Dan Crenshaw was vetoing that. Okay. And he was on the Joe Rogan Experience advocating for why he was vetoing that, among many other things. Joe Rogan asked him about 9/11 and many other things. And Dan Crenshaw, who had already personally experienced his own version of like going over there and fighting, okay, said they hate us because they ain't us, which of course zapped my brain, my soul, my consciousness. And I responded with the famous words, America deserved 9/11. Okay, those were the famous things that I said. I said some other stuff as well. Which of course kick-started the process. Do we even have like a short explainer of that saga? I feel like there's gotta be an Austinox video or something. What is this? 8/21 Austinox song. This is from 4 years ago. Ever since, August has always been a famous, notorious month for me. That's usually when I get canceled every year. I don't know why. The month of August is always tumultuous. That was my first big, massive cancellation. I, of course, was talking about blowback and American intervention in the region, inevitably leading to a devastating and very violent retaliation by people who we had armed and trained, as a matter of fact. Forces that we used against the Russians in Afghanistan to draw them into a long, convoluted conflict in Afghanistan that would inevitably end the USSR. Russia's very own Vietnam. Okay? That was the point. But of course, as always, should have chosen my words carefully. And I didn't. 2019 was the year. People have still refused to let this go. They still try to fucking vilify me over this, even though it's very stupid, very dumb. It's already totally past that point. But I was definitely vindicated in 2021 in the 20th anniversary of the Afghan invasion, where a lot of documentaries basically came out spelling out exactly what I was saying in 2019. And yeah, that's it. Once again, right, but too early. Doesn't matter. People never let that kind of thing go. This person said, and I'm supposed to believe the U.S. didn't deserve 9/11. What? Throwback to 2008, dealing with Baghdad morning traffic. You could point a 240B, M250 cal, or Mark 19 at people, and they would just stare at you. Pull out a shotgun or pistol, and they move with a purpose. Law. Sick, man. You're so cool. Like, dudes do this shit. Dudes post this type of shit, right? And it's like you show no remorse for being a fucking ruthless war criminal. We all went to high school with a guy like this. Well, I mean, speak for yourself. I did not go to high school here, but absolutely spectacular stuff. Okay, absolutely great stuff, man. That's cool. I hope your fucking communications degree that you got and the crippling PTSD was worth it. Your wife, your high school sweetheart, got fucked the entire time you were out there, and you saw a bunch of people die, a bunch of people that you loved die in the process, and now you can't even fucking go to the grocery store and purchase cereal without collapsing on the fucking cereal aisle. I hope it was worth it, though. You got a free comms degree, you know? Classic. The combat vets I met in college were all left-wing as fuck. Yes, of course. There are hella fucking left flank vets out there. I also was fortunate enough to know many of them. Okay? Amazing people who recognize that this was horrifying and that they were surrounded by monstrous pieces of shit like this guy. Okay? Search his tweets for divorce Lamau. It's awesome. Yeah. Jody was tearing up a new storm every fucking night while you were out there begging for a fucking pizza MRE. Okay? Begging the homies. Please, let me get the pizza one. I hate this one. This one's making me shit my fucking brains out. Yeah. She was using your salary to purchase Chick-fil-A after she got fucked. Okay? Thank you for your service, sir. Congratulations. As an immigrant that fucked one of these assholes' girlfriends on the regular, I appreciate your gratitude for my service. Yes. All respect to the Jody, the real war fighters, okay? Fighting the real war. You're putting your life actually on the line when you have sex with a guy like this, the girlfriend of a guy like this. You are literally putting your life on the line. Not only are you doing the most honorable duty, but you're also genuinely in direct threat, because if he finds out, he's going to use these weapons on you. You know what I mean? What is this? Oh, this is popping off. Let me put the clip into context. Shotguns and pistols were used by the Saddam regime to execute people, so people respected them more than heavy weapons. That morning, we were in a rush, trying to make it to Victory Base Complex by 10:30 a.m. Why? Because the made-to-order omelet bar at DFAT closed at 10:30. So, you know, we were in a hurry. Thank you for the context, man. That definitely made you seem more like a fucking asshole. But can you imagine? Can you imagine being like, yeah, dude, I wanted to fucking chow down on some omelet, so I was terrorizing an entire civilian population of a country that we invaded for literally no reason. You only post shit like this if you are fully aware of the fact that most people in supposedly civilized Western society also do not see the people that you were aiming your weapon at as human beings. That's it. We will never be able to recover this guy's friends. Yeah, also, you know, there's also this. I suspect that this is like, I mean, like, what will it take for people to understand that the American government does not give a fuck about you? You know what I mean? This is what I try to stress to people. This is what I actively try to stress to motherfuckers who are like, because there's dudes right now in the military that are in my chat, okay? There's massive Hasanabi heads currently in active military. There's Chapo heads in the military. It is always shocking. We talk to one another about this shit. We're like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Now, so, it's a job. It sucks. It's a job that requires you to go and like assassinate random people at the behest of the military industrial complex and numerous other capital interests that people have in the global South. But it blows my fucking mind that like people still think that this government gives a fuck about American civilians, or that this government gives a fuck about the veterans. Okay? It's just so obvious. Like, this is so obvious. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at these fucking numbers, man. I mean, it stops after this point because there's just like, it's still going up. My brother was Air Force and died last year. Still have no idea why, because the government just says COVID-related complications, whatever that means. That's the other side of it, too. I mean, look at Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman got buddy fucked straight up. Like, and the military lied about how he died. Okay? You do a couple back and forths as a famous NFL guy who goes into service, and then you do some back and forth mail correspondence with Noam Chomsky, and you start questioning why you're doing these violent things, and then all of a sudden you're just dead. You got murked. What is buddy fucked? It means like when you get team killed in the military. A blue falcon or a buddy fucker is when you're doing friendly fire.